Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, A Gemini Gem. Today is August 5th, 2025, and I'll be doing a reading for Aries. I just did a reading for Libra. If you have watched that reading in the beginning, I talked about this new show I'm watching called Chief of War with Jason Momoa. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Really good show, TV series. Okay. I believe it's set in the early 18th century. Okay. About the different tribes in Hawaii. I'm only on episode 2 and I'm really intrigued. But if you heard my reading for Libra, you may have heard me go on a little rant about, how things really don't change. Everything stays the same. And I said that in reference to, they showed the different tribes, the different chiefs and kings warring with other tribes. And it's like, how did we not learn from even the 18th century, but even think about back to 10 BC and 1345, and people have been at war for so long. How are we still fighting with each other? How are there these mass killings still going on in the name of war? It's just sad. But the show is really good, and if you guys have Apple TV, check it out and let me know what you think. All right. So yeah, let's jump into Aries. I actually am using someone else's account. But if you have Apple TV, it's on there. All right, let's see what's going on for Aries. Okay. Queen of Cups, Judgment, Two of Cups, Eight of Cups. A lot of water, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings on the table right now, okay? Water, Scorpio, water, and water, okay? So Aries, the Queen of Cups is somebody who's very intuitive. She could be psychic. She is in tune, with her dreams, with her emotions, her feelings. The Queen of Cups is like a very motherly figure. She's caring, she's nurturing, she just does all those things when we think of our mom, that they do. Okay, so you could be getting some sort of call regarding your mom, or maybe you're having some sort of dream about your mom. But the judgment card is about heeding the call, take the call. Sort of like things will never be the same. It's a wake-up call, so to speak, okay? And then you have the Two of Cups, which talks about soulmate energy, right? The person you love, the person you can't live without, the person that you think was meant for you, they were born for you, right? They were born for you. If it's not that sort of energy, it could be about some sort of contract, like getting in business with another person, signing some sort of contract, okay? And then the Eight of Cups talks about walking away from some sort of situation that no longer serves you. So I don't know if you're getting some sort of message, maybe from your mother or maybe from somebody else, but it feels like you're walking away from either this business contract that maybe you were about to sign, or somebody that you consider your soulmate, right? Let's get a few more messages for Aries, August 5th, 2025. But I do think you turn your back on someone, because clearly your back is turned and you're walking away. See the mountains in the background? It will be a bit challenging, but you'll be able to navigate and find your way. And then the moon is in the corner. So maybe some sort of information, secret has come out again. It could have to do with like this call that you're getting, okay? All right, yeah. Something about some sort of secret, Aries. Okay, because the High Priestess here, that's Pisces energy. I just spoke of the moon. There's literally two moons in this card. One at her crown, one at her foot. The moon is all about shadow, like what you do in the dark or what's been done in the dark, but we all know what's done in the dark comes to light, okay? So that may be why you're walking away from this business contract or this soulmate, okay? The High Priestess is also like somebody who has knowledge. She's also like the Queen of Cups, where she's intuitive, she's psychic, she could be having dreams, okay? Very in tune with what's going on. She also has this scroll on her lap, and it's only unraveled just a little bit, and she's like pointing to a certain passage or word. So what that tells me is like you have information, but you're like not sharing it all, because you see how the scroll is only unraveled a little bit, and then there's this veil behind her. We don't know what's going on behind her, so something is hidden, okay? And something is being kept close, okay? Not revealing everything. You have the Hangman, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the High Priestess. The Hangman is Pisces. You have Pisces energy here twice. So maybe you're dealing with a Pisces, okay? The Hangman talks about taking a step back, meditating, looking at things from a different perspective. This person is like, you see this glow around him? It's like being enlightened, okay? Because you're seeing things from a different perspective, a different point of view, a different lens, okay? But you're only seeing that because you had to take a step back. Now, if you didn't take a step back and meditate and pause, right, you may have not seen the situation for what it was. The Eight of Rods confirms the Judgment, because the Eight of Rods talks about something coming in as far as phone call, text, email, or this could talk about travel, but this is happening very, very fast. And it seems like it's going to have you feeling like you're fighting for your life, right? Excuse me, because the the Nine of Rods is somebody who's like a wounded warrior, but he's made it out of battle. But, you know, he's been beat up. You know, he didn't come out unscathed. He barely made it out. But this is somebody who's very, very resilient, right? That speaks to you and your character and what you're built of, okay? Somebody who's strong, somebody who's not going to give up, somebody's going to keep fighting until they make it home, right? What you don't see coming, Aries? The Two of Wands. This is somebody who they feel like they have the world in their hands, right? What do they say? There's another saying, but it escapes me. Damn. All right, so you feel like you have the world in your hands. This is a lot of planning and strategizing and just like, you know, making those steps towards your goals, your dreams, okay? Like you have the world by the balls. You have the world by the balls, Aries. Okay? That's the saying I was looking for. What else don't you see coming? The world. What did I just say? You have the world by the balls, and then here comes the fucking world. Look at that. You are stepping into a whole new chapter of your life. You feel vulnerable, you feel naked, you feel exposed, but you're not stopping. You're definitely moving forward. You're definitely walking away. And this is going to lead to big success, big victory. You learned all your lessons, because this is the last card of the major arcana. So you learned all your lessons. Now you're gonna apply them to what you're stepping into next, okay? All right, Aries, you guys drop a comment. Let me know if this resonates. Until the next time, peace.